Okay.
You ready after me?
Alright, welcome. I'm so excited to see so many of you attending this speech or seminar. Since I met Roger in 2012. That was when I was sitting in one of his seminars, giving an orientation to students who were interested in teaching English abroad. Alright, and I was sitting there, and that was when I got to observe how he handled all the procedures, how he got everybody's attention. And then because of that, I started to write an MOE proposal requesting that all our EMI, English mediated instruction teachers, are trained in a place full of cultural stimulation and cultural in a multicultural environment. And that in my idea, that would the top choice would be at University of California, Irvine. That's why we had, they were 20 college professors. Last year, we went to University of California, Irvine, that we organized this program for the 20 professors from Taiwan to try to learn how to teach their own profession in English. So no longer we are doing English education just for building English basic skills. No longer we are training English teachers only. Right now we are training teachers from non-English departments that they need to learn how to instruct their lessons in English so that their students are ready to connect what they learn in Taiwan with what they will be using or will be applying anywhere else in the world. All right. And last year we had a very excellent outcome. All 20 professors, some of them are here in the audience, enjoyed the 1 month stay at University of California in Irvine. They had so many years of working with governments, including Japan, Korea, Chile, and so on, in training their teachers. All right. And what I observed last year was that instead of preaching or lecturing teachers like principles of teaching, Roger was so good at showing us what to do, how to get students' attention when students especially are not motivated. When students don't understand in English, what can we do? All right, he was so good at it, and one of his expertise is he's so artistic. You see, he drew this. Everything, all of his materials, he created it, he drew them, he designed them. Everything was done on his iPad. All right, so we wanted to learn, how strong our tools like iPad or iPhone can help us, can assist teachers. When our students don't understand in English, what else can we bring into our classroom activity to help our students understand? Right? So it's no longer the language issue. It's about what else we can do to help our students understand. All right, that's why we invited Roger to Taiwan for 2 weeks. All right, he will be traveling to 5 universities in these 2 weeks. On this weekend, we will have a meeting, a 3-day meeting at very beautiful Riyuan. Roger will be with us. So I really feel so proud that Providence University this time sponsored all Roger's expenses and trip to Taiwan this time. All right, and today we have teachers from 15 schools at different levels of education. We have teachers from elementary school today, high school, middle school. We have a teacher from 大明国小 we have teacher from 小民运动 something like that. All right, so I'm so excited. So please join me to welcome our invited guests, Mr. Roger Dupuy.
Thank you, Cindy. Okay, so this is very exciting. Thank you for coming. I'm very honored to be here. I see some people I haven't seen in a long time. So it's my pleasure. I'm sorry, 我的中文不好。我们大家好。I can only talk about 中国的地理。I prepared a speech about geography when I was a student. 好久以前。So, I'm sorry, I will not speak to you in Chinese or in Taiwanese. I wish I could speak in Taiwanese too. But did you eat? 家宝, did you eat? I'm just checking if you ate. Okay. Beautiful thing, I love that because I'm always hungry. So I want to live in Taiwan, so everybody asks me, did you eat? Did you eat? So I can always get food. So thank you very much, Cindy and Providence University, for inviting me here. And it's wonderful, it's such a diverse group. I'll introduce a thing, but I have a story to tell you. Can I tell you a story?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let me tell you a story. A long time ago, there was a person who had to take care of his village, his family. A long, long, long time ago, maybe in the mountains in Taiwan, maybe. And how did they, maybe you know the history too, how do these people make a living? Right? They go, well, as you can see, he has some tools, right? Sometimes he has to go and throwing a spear, right? Go hunting. This is my terrible cow or something. Maybe pig, cow or pig, right? And then after, if he throws a spear and it hits the pig, then he can eat. Now it turned to chicken, but I'm sorry. So now he's eating, and that's like throw a spear and eat. That's enough. You don't need internet. You have enough to live, right? So it's a very simple life, but sometimes if you're a fisherman, you have to go into the ocean and use a net to capture fish. Yeah. Do you guys like fish? Right? Fish. So, first time I came to Taiwan, I never ate fish in my life. I only ate a can of tuna can. So when I was sitting in the dormitory, a big plate of fish with the fish face and fins and everything, like a trophy. And then I had to use chopsticks for the first time. So I'm trying to use chopsticks and eat a fish looking at me like this. It was good fish, good, but I was so shocked. Sometimes we use a net, because what is the power of a net? The net can capture many things, right? And then, of course, after you capture the fish, you can eat the fish too, but it looks like chicken again. But you know the imagination, right? It looks, yeah, you can eat that fish. But there's another way, another tool. You see the tool? Well, you can look here too if you want. You don't have to always look here. What is the tool? It's a trap, right? You put a box, you put some food in there or something, and then the animal falls in, and then the door or the box closes, and then something moves. What is that? And of course, after, you leave the trap, you go away, you do something else. Maybe you're using your spear or you're using your net, and then you come back, and then there's something in there. What's in there? So you open it up, and you get to eat again. Another chicken. So amazing. So again, here we are, a very simple life, and I wish sometimes our life would be that simple. But we're going to use this story. Please remember this story because this is the backbone of my talk today. Really, this story is going to talk to you about global education and apps. Oh, sometimes we don't like what we catch, right? You open it up and, oh, I don't want to eat a snake. I'm not going to Fengjiang Market. I don't want to have snake. Not now. So we just lead it die and then rot, right? Leave it alone. And nobody eats it because it's not useful for us. Maybe I'm a vegetarian, so I cannot eat meat. So some things we capture we can't eat. Right? Oh, sometimes we can, but it's too much. So we have to do something. We have to smoke the meat, right? We have to prepare the meat so it doesn't get bad. So we put some smoke, or we can also, another good tool is salt. Put salt and make it nice and salty, but it preserves the meat. And then we go home to the refrigerator. I don't know why, but I think I didn't know what the tribes people used to keep their food, so I just put refrigerator. So this is a very modern tribe. They have a refrigerator. And then we can put it in the refrigerator and enjoy the food later. Okay. Please remember, this is a test. Okay, this is a test. You're going to be tested on this information. The idea of the hunter and gatherer. The hunter and gatherer. I want all of you guys to change your job to be a hunter and gatherer soon. Cindy gave a really good description of myself. I'm just going to talk a little bit more. Just that, yeah, my first and foremost thing I love is teaching. I love it. I like to teach a lot, and so that's why I'm here. And I think about design and delivery. I love old technology and new technology. So I still keep a notepad. I take notes here. This is a really good tablet because it has unlimited battery life. Never runs out of battery. And it never breaks. It never breaks. See, it's still not broken. Huh? And it's much lighter. Yeah, but I think your iPad is almost getting the same like this. So this is very useful. But if I lose this, it's gone. So I'm afraid to lose this entire. At night, I'm a mad scientist. Can you imagine? My office looks like a laboratory, a very messy, scary laboratory, but you're always welcome to visit my laboratory. Just recently, I was in Toronto and I gave a talk on how to draw ideas and concepts for teaching. Teaching teachers how to draw. Not to be artists, no, but how to draw simple ways to explain an idea. Okay? So, for example, I'm not teaching this turtle, I'm teaching this turtle. Do you understand? Because we don't have time to make this turtle. And mind mapping and all these different things. This talk is available right now. You can go, everything I'm sharing with you is free. You're welcome to use it. That's my style. So I'll give you my link to my website, and then you can go and I made a video, four videos about this talk in Toronto. You don't have to go to Toronto. You can just go online and watch the video. I did it in Toronto, the videos, while I was very tired. So you'll hear my voice being a little sleepy, but I hope it's still interesting for you. That's there. And I already mentioned books that I have contributed to. So I have a question for you. I have a question that I want you to discuss with somebody next to you. Ask each other this question. What is the best technology? Go ahead. I'll give you some time. I'll give you about 2 more minutes. 15 seconds. All right, that's a nice way of ending the time. So, do we have any answers? What is the best technology? Please share. Anybody raise your hand? And I'm not going to pick you. You can raise your hand. What did you discuss? If you don't have an idea, but your partner has a great idea, you can betray your partner. Say, oh, my partner has a really great idea. So now it's nervous time. Yes? Apps in a cell phone. Okay. Why do you think so? Why do you think apps in a cell phone?
Because I know there are some software available in cell phone we can use in the classroom activities.
That's true.
Actually use Kahoot.
Oh yeah, Kahoot.
Yeah.
You can use Kahoot on your phone.
Process, I think is very effective.
Kahoot is amazing. Kahoot. How many people know Kahoot? Kahoot. I went to the workshop. The inventors of Kahoot came to my university and gave a workshop. The two researchers who developed that platform, they came to the university and they gave out T-shirts and they shared their story. It was wonderful. That was when I first saw it about maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, it was really nice, and I think it's a great tool. So now we have an expert on Kahoot. What's your name? So Yuben Ho is going to now help you if you need to know what Kahoot is. Good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Who's next? I'm going to give you guys the microphone because that way everybody can hear. Who else? What is the best technology in your discussion?
Blackboard considered technology.
Sure. Oh, yours is.
Is Blackboard considered technology?
Sure. Blackboard is technology. Of course. Paper is technology. It's old technology, but it's technology. Before that, we just told stories, right? Oral stories. What else? A couple more ideas. Yes.
For just personal. Just personal. Just personal.
You can turn on your microphone.
Oh, are these on?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, so much technology.
Okay, it's very personal, but I'm very adept on the technology all the way. And right now, at this moment, I think iPad is the best technology because for my normal life, I cannot live without it.
Wow.
And for the classroom, I must use that.
You should work for Apple. Great, thank you. Anybody else? Come on, this is a good discussion. I want to hear more. What is the best technology? Anybody? Yes, go ahead. You want to talk into your microphone?
The internet, I think, because we can have very easy access.
very easy access to different kinds of information. You can use different things in the classroom.
Great. So internet and using the internet to make things more convenient and easy. Yes. What else? Just one more idea.
Betray our Spanish teacher.
Yay.
From Spanish perspective.
Thank you.
I agree with you that the internet is the best, and also the photography. The use of photo in the class or everywhere is very fast.
Beautiful. Google 老师 is so useful. Right? When you go to Google 老师 to find out the pictures. Google 老师. Right, yeah, almost amazing. So learn how to use that. Okay, it's a trick question because honestly, the best technology is, I mean, I agree these are really useful technologies, but you are the best technology. You still have a job. Yay! But what I'm saying is that I want to elaborate on what this means about you. You know what? Do you know this story? Can someone read this out loud for me? Or I'll read it. Okay, schools and governments waste a lot of time and money buying technology, don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay, now, government people are not stupid. They're not. But they're trying to help. But I think they need to ask the teacher a question about this and get some opinions from the teachers too, right? This is the story in the United States. I'm not speaking about Taiwan because I'm not an expert, but in the United States, this is the situation. And also, when they should invest this time and money thinking about what teachers need, what do teachers need? That's more important than just buying a technology to think that will solve a problem, right? And I'm going to explain that more. So, what are we doing here? So why are we talking about apps? If I think you are the best thing, then why do we need to talk about it? Well, because I want to give you a little framework to think about technology, and this will help you in your work, and also hopefully in your connection with the world around you. So we're going to talk about that. And basically, I have 3 photography pictures here for our contributor, and as you can see, it's a hint. You can see there will be 3 things I'll talk about in this part. So the first thing, this is something you can write down very easily. And by the way, this presentation will be online for you to also download. It'll be in the PDF form maybe, and then you can download it and use it anytime you want. So think of a problem you want to solve. That's the first question you must do. You are the best technology, so think of a problem you want to solve. You're in class, you're teaching, right? And you have something that, this is a little problem. How do I solve this problem? I have another problem. So think of a problem or problems that you want to solve and make a list. Okay, think of a problem you want to solve. Then make a list of solutions. Okay, it's very simple. Make a list of some solutions, and you may not know all the solutions, but you can start trying to make a list, and then find out. Did your solutions work or not? Did it work? Why or why not? And I'm going to tell you that thinking of a problem you want to solve, making a list of solutions, and did it work, why or not, why not? The answer may not be technology. Okay? The answer may not be technology. Here's my problem. Can I share you a story? So, tell me if you have this problem too. Can someone read this out loud with your nice teacher voice? Maybe you have to use the microphone. Everybody is good at reading to themselves. Anybody want to try? Come on, don't be shy. Read it. Someone read it nice and loud for us. Something.
can do my English is good. I'm an English teacher.
You are
I could be like a student.
You know what?
I can be like a student.
Your English is better than no nothing. So better. Good, thank you.
I want my students to ask me questions at the beginning of the class, or when they rarely raise their hand.
I want my students to ask me questions. Don't you want to walk into the classroom? Hey, are there any students in here? Raise your hand if you're a student. Some of you look like students. Okay, nice. Welcome. So, you know what? I'll give you a secret. If you want to make your teacher happy, walk in the class and raise your hand and say, I have a question. Right? Right? And then you're going to make your teacher, I hope your teacher will be happy, okay, that you have a question. I love having questions asked when I start a class. I love it because it means that they care, okay? This is maybe an American cultural thing, but I think it's something that it sparks conversation. So I thought this was my problem because they didn't do it. They didn't raise your hand. You guys are teachers and you're not raising your hands too. Because did you know, this is a scientific fact, gravity is much heavier in the classroom. Did you know that? The head goes down. The hand can't raise your hand because of gravity. Oh, it's like, Superman or, his planet is too heavy for everybody. I don't know why. I think anybody here from the science department, you have to solve this problem, the gravity problem. So my first solution was using a Bluetooth keyboard, okay? This is a Bluetooth keyboard. This keyboard is connected wirelessly to my presentation device. So you can hold this and then you can type questions. And it appears on the screen. I open up a text box and they think, wow, that's cool. It's great. They ask questions like, how was your weekend? Oh, spelling wrong. Delete. Weekend. Oh, try again. And then next person, right? And next person. So this was my goal, to get them to ask questions. And then I would have questions that would be on the board. See? There's the keyboard. Well, I have to tell you a story. It didn't work. Why? Because, here's the reason. When you're working on the keyboard, who's watching you? Everybody. Do you feel pressure now? Oh, I can't spell. Oh, my English is not good. So like, oh, pass. And then the questions I get are like, how are you? Or how was your weekend? Just the same question. That's not what I want, right? So my solution failed, and this technology failed. I had really poor results. So you know what I did? Can I show you? I got Post-it notes, paper, and I put one on each desk. At the beginning of class, I played music, and I'm preparing my lecture, I'm preparing my board, I'm putting my objectives, and then all on the desk, and then students are writing quietly and listening to music, and they're writing, and they see the objective, and they're writing. And then I walk up and down the aisle, and then they stick the poster. I didn't do it, it wasn't my plan. I just started walking, and then some started putting it on. They did it themselves. So after a while, I was covered in questions. Covered. And I will tell you, the questions were not, how are you? Or, do you like ice cream? It was like, last reading was really hard. Can you explain chapter 3 again? Or, can you tell us again what you said last week about da-da-da? Or, the questions were really useful and very personal and very good. And sometimes I would say, Roger, please don't read this out loud, but I hope you have a great day. It's so nice. I keep that one, right? Do you know what I mean? I got so many questions. Later, I'll show you a picture, if you want, of the board. It literally covered this board. After 10 weeks, the whole board was covered with questions. Covered. Yeah. So problem solved. Oh, here it is. Here's the picture. So, you see that? These are the questions. These are not English speakers. These are super, 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 super shy Japanese teachers. Japanese people are not shy when it comes to writing something down and putting it on the teacher. They love it. Yeah, so here we go. This is a real thing. And I asked my staff to organize by topic. But it's really amazing how much they did. Here's another problem. I am not confident in my pronunciation. We just heard that from one of your colleagues, right? And I am not confident in Mandarin. My Mandarin is not very good, and my Taiwanese is worse. So I'm very afraid to speak honestly. So here's one thing I want to demo in front of you. Sorry.
An amazing app. Hi, my name is Roger. I am an English language content designer, teacher, and a mad scientist.
Okay, it sounds like I'm drunk. I'm sorry. I can push the rabbit. You know, did you know that if you push the rabbit, you talk faster? So if you need to talk faster at home, push a rabbit. Ready? Let's try pushing rabbit now. Here. Rabbit, 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 rabbit. Ooh.
I'm very happy to be here in Taiwan. Friendly, helpful, and so generous.
Okay, so what is this? What are we doing? I'm using my 2 fingers. I'm going from the top down, and I get a little...
Well, let me start with an amazing app.
Oh.
Hi, my name is Roger. I am an English language content designer, teacher, and a mad scientist. I am very happy to be here in Taiwan. The people are friendly, helpful, and so generous.
Amazing, right? Now, this tool is not a new app. Has anybody ever used this before? Speech dictation? Have you used this? Okay, it's on every iOS device. Free. And it was used for blind people. Mr. iPad expert, did you know about this? Oh, really? Go ahead. Go ahead. So I'll teach you how to use it, but I want to show you it's not just English. Okay, how is this useful? Does this solve a problem? Here's a problem. You know, anything that you have on your phone or iPad, if you can highlight text, it will speak it for you. Any text that you highlight. So you can go on the internet and open your browser, and then inside the browser, not open a new program, just in your browser, Safari, you can highlight any text in the browser, press 2 fingers down, and then it will speak to you at the speed you prefer.
Only English or Chinese or English language?
Wow. I'm going to teach you some of my terrible Chinese. Here we go.
Title, I can even do this in Mandarin. This is amazing, right?
我甚至可以做到这一点的普通话，这是惊人的，对不对？
So this is very bad Chinese, I know. It's not perfect. I needed somebody to help me do my Chinese, but nobody helped me, so I had to use Google Sensei to translate for me. It's pretty bad, right? But you understand, if you use real good Chinese, it'll sound pretty good. She's pretty good, right? I mean, not the English, not the translation, but her pronunciation is really good, right? So, yes, the answer is yes. In fact, Tagalog, Spanish, Korean, Japanese, German, French, all those languages are supported right now in your phone. If you want an American sounding speaker, you can. If you want an Irish sounding speaker, you can. Want to hear Irishman? So, do we have time? Okay, let's do it. I'm breaking the rules. We're going to learn, well, how's this? Let me teach you how to get there. If you have an iOS device, open it up. And if you don't, get next to somebody who has an iOS device. Okay, go ahead, move it around. And if you have an iPhone or iPad, go ahead and get ready. And if not, there's an iPad here, you can share. So share with each other, okay? I want to go step by step. And you can put this on your phone or your iPad, and forever, your iPad will talk to you. And then you will hate me because it will wake you up in the middle of the night. So let me go ahead and just put on the board here. Let me put this first. This is the procedure. So you go to settings, then you go to general, and I apologize, this is another part. Then you go to accessibility, and then you go to speak out of text or just speak. Okay? So go ahead and get to that part. So settings, general, then accessibility, then speak auto text or speak. I think the new version is speak. Let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to settings. I'm already in general. And then I go to, do you see accessibility here? I don't know how to say accessibility in Chinese, but does somebody know how to say accessibility in Chinese? Can you find it? It's there because I did this morning, and it was there. I mean, other Chinese speakers. So accessibility it's for people with disabled, blind, or they cannot hear or they cannot see. That part. What is it, Cindy? Okay, thank you. One more time. 辅助使用 See, fine. So then you go over here to accessibility and you go to speech. And then turn on everything. Turn on speak selection, speak screen, and then go down here and see your friend the turtle and the rabbit, they're waiting for you. And then highlight. Highlight is karaoke style. So all the words that when it speaks, the words boop, 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 they show up. Okay? Okay, let's pick a different voice. Look at all these languages. Look at all these languages. Do they have Taiwanese? No, that is your job to program Taiwanese. Anything else? So in English, there's Alex, there's other languages. Oh, I didn't put in the extra languages on here, but that's okay. Cool. So I'm going to keep it out English. And then you can go up and down.
Read selected content. Speak selection. Read selected content.
Too fast, right? So you move the thing down.
Speak selection. Read selected content.
This is just a test of speed. And if you want drunk style.
Speak selection. Read selected content.
So this is after you had a nice party. So you can hear that.
Speak selection. Read selected content.
That sounds good, right? Go ahead, play with your phone. Yay! Too fast. Question. Somebody had to hear it. Yes. That's a good question. So the question is, can you get this kind of software in Android phones? Okay, and I will tell you a little opinion. I don't care about Apple. I don't care about Android. I'm a teacher. I care about solving problems. And today, Apple is better for this, so I use this. Okay? Maybe tomorrow, Android will be better. I'll use Android. Okay? We just have to be.
You can go internet and just copy one sentence and
yes, you can go right now to the internet. Highlight anything you can highlight.
Speak up 就是朗读啊，它有一个控制钮，就是你选择一句话以后啊，你可以拷贝，你可以定义，你可以记忆。另外一个按钮就是朗读，然后你按朗读。
So that's really great, and you are now the expert for this. So now, when I go back to America, you have an expert to help you with this, and a few other experts here. Thank you. That's great. Anything you can highlight, you can do it. Now, the idea is Android or Apple. Again, I don't care. Whatever tool is the best tool, use it. You are teachers, you don't need to align to one or the other. But right now, Apple, they have a very strong opinion about accessibility. They really care about people with special needs. They really care about, I'll wait till already working for me. I'm so happy. That's awesome. So again, the Apple company has a strong value on accessibility for students who are deaf or blind, or can't smell, no, I'm kidding. But students that have trouble, they have a lot of features built into the application to do that. iTouch works also, so anything works. Okay, so, everything turned off. Yay. So we learned how to do that right now. Let me just repeat it one more time because it's really hard to believe. Any text you highlight, if you can highlight it, you can call the speech button, and it will speak for you. You know, when you highlight it, it will have a little thing. You want to speak, push it, and it speaks. Yeah, watch. I really want to make sure you have an idea. So I'm going to go to my note-taking app. Where's my note-taking app? Okay, like this one. So I'm going to, okay. Oops. So here's some text, right? I'm going to highlight. There. Do you see that right there? I'm highlighting. And then notice it says speak. Do you see that? So when I push that speak,
apps in the sample lessons course.
I already did the course, but if I highlighted everything. And if I had internet, I could show you on an internet, anything that you can highlight is doable. So to me, honestly, what I love about this, the goal of this was not for language teachers or content teachers or people learning English, but here we are. We can use it to enjoy. You can go highlight an article in the morning and then put it in your head, and then press play and drive listening to the article to go to work. You're busy. You don't have time to read. But if somebody read to you, that is saving time. That solves a problem. It solves my problem as I'm busy too. Okay? Your students, you can highlight your textbook, online textbook, and then press play and listen to it while you're on your scooter in and out of traffic, almost getting killed. So it's really wonderful. But I have to tell you, be careful. Sometimes your excitement for technology is too much for your students. Sometimes it's too much. Even you are more advanced than your students, and I don't have a picture to show you that. Sometimes, you know what? Your zeal is too much. Here's a picture of a very, very zealous father trying to teach the son how to use a sanding machine for a little car, right? And I'm very eager to help this little boy, but look at the boy's face. Right? And the sad thing is, here's a close-up. The sad story is his baseball cap is blocking his face. So I can't see his face going, so I don't know he's upset. And so I'm happy. I'm helping him. And he's like, Dad, stop it. Stop. Because I can't see his face. But I'm just still holding. I'm not hurting him. It's just the sound is scary for him, right? It's a sanding machine. So as you see, I'm holding it. He's just touching it. But he's afraid. So sometimes we have blind spots. We're blocked from our students' fear, right? Our students can be fearful of what you do. So here's my recommendation. How do you help a person who's afraid? Step by step, little bit by little. Okay. How do you help a baby eat food? Do you give him a whole hamburger? No. What do? You take off a little piece, and then when nobody's looking, and then put it back. Right? I know some people do that. And you know what? Maybe your mom did it too, and you forgot. Or baby's memory is short. Thank God it is short, because we don't remember all the crazy things our mom did to make us eat. But little bite-sized pieces, step by step. Okay. It makes me laugh. So funny. So let's keep on going. English education in the global community, and I wanted to share how I connect with the world with this technology. So I wanted to use the hunting and gathering story. Remember the story I told you, right? Hunting and gathering. In the 21st century, we need to be hunters and gatherers. So let's talk about it. But first, a good lecture has to have vocabulary. So on your paper, it's on the bottom there. You can see some vocabulary. I started to change some of the words. So, who is the hunter and gatherer? You guys respond out loud. Okay. So I'll say, okay, this is like church. I'll say the first part, And then, you know, this is a Catholic university, so you can go ahead and answer the second part, okay? But I'm not a priest, but let's try. Ready? So, hunter and gatherer. Kill. Food. Spear. Net. Trap. So maybe you know some of these things, but this is a framework to help you maybe remember so that maybe you step by step can improve your ability to collect information around the world. And so again, I put here tools of a hunter-gatherer. There are 3 basic tools. There is the spear, the net, and the trap. Okay? So here we go. Throwing a spear. What does it mean? Throwing a spear is targeted, deliberate search. That means you go to Google 老师 and you type in something, and then you're looking for something very specific. You need to find that picture, or you need to find that definition, that term, but you know exactly what you want, and you target. Go right there. And a long time ago, we used to just go to an expert and say, excuse me, do you know, can you help me? Directly. And that is an old way, but that's also very effective. And I think you should remember, you can still ask experts, living, breathing experts in your department to help you, okay? We're supposed to be a collaborative, you know, place. So you can ask your colleagues if they have an answer for you too. So asking an expert. So, for example, I need to find out about the flipped classroom. How many of you heard about flipped learning? Flipped learning. It's a big, big trend in the United States, and other places are taking notice. But if you want to learn about flipped learning, you just type in flipped learning in the Google 老师 search bar, and then you can find some information about flipped classroom. Okay? So that's a spear. I think everybody does this already, right? For something. You know, oh, what's the name of that new Taylor Swift song? Taylor Swift new song. Okay. Blank space. Okay, good. Now I know. Well, there are some apps that will help you, and I made a list here of the apps that you can use. Now, this seminar is too short. If we had a whole day, I can go step by step and talk to you about each one of these. But in order to cover everything I want to cover, and also give you time at the end of this workshop to ask questions, we're going to have time, good time to ask questions afterwards so that I can directly answer your questions. So I'm going to go quickly. And the target or the spears that we can use are web browsers, right? Like Safari or Explorer, or what's the one that Google uses? What's it called? Chrome. So you can use any of those, or Firefox. And then email, telephone call, yeah. You can still call on the telephone, trust me, it still works. And then messaging services. This is maybe where you need to learn something. The young people don't, because they all have it, right? So what do we have? We have Line. How many people have Line? Me too. How many people have Kakao? Kakao is for Korea. Anybody here have Kakao? I have Kakao too. Kakao Talk. It's the most popular messaging service in Korea. And I have a bunch of Korean students, so I have to also have a Kakao account myself. I must, or else I will not have a chance. And then WeChat, okay, QQ, it's from Zhonggu Dalu, so it's China, right? It's QQ is the one where, you know, Big Brother is watching, but it's still, they use it a lot. So Google Plus, right, and Google Hangouts, and then Facebook, they have a messaging, Facebook Messenger, and a Twitter Messenger, so you can direct message in Twitter directly. So it's not, they're not perfect, but these are the things that you can use. A message, so if you have a Twitter direct message, you can directly message somebody on Twitter, DM. And then you can ask that only that person, nobody else can see. And then it's like a messaging service too. So these are all your tools that you can learn. Let me give you a tip. If you're going to use all of these, come up with a really easy password system. Okay? An easy password system, because you will lose your brain. So this is a suggestion I have. Do something like this. Pick up some kind of password that you want to keep, like this is just an example. See the world, that's a secret password. And then slash, and then I put the name of the app I use, so Line. So this is See the World Line, that's for my Line app password. And then Facebook, see the world/Facebook. Or you can use dash or whatever. Whatever you want. In fact, it's not real, so don't worry. You're not taking my password. But I recommend you use something that you use for everything and then connect with the service so that you can find when you forget your password, because we always forget our password. And that's how you, this is a tip. I swear, this saves me so much time. So, let's do it. Hey, we're kind of done with the spear, because the spear is like very common. We use that a lot. So I want to go further and talk about the next one, which is, what's it called? Oh wow, you're so attentive. So far, nobody's sleeping yet. So, you know, my students are really good at sleeping with their eyes open. Do you know that? Do you have some students like that? So, for example, my students sometimes they're in their class, they're sitting and they're like this. And sometimes their pencil's moving. So sometimes I go there and I write something on there. Like, you are being watched by an alien. And then they wake up, they scream. So let's talk about casting a net. So casting a net is like broad searching, and I'll explain that a little bit. Broad means very wide, right? You know, spear is one person or one thing. Broad searching is more wide. And then ask your network a general question. That's the idea there. Ask your network a general question. So let me explain what that means, because it needs to be explained. When we're talking about apps that do this, there are apps out there that also do this. In fact, you can recognize these apps again, because many of these apps have followers. Okay? When you have a list of followers, then you can ask a general question, and then everybody can respond. So if you say something like, oh, I'm going to Detroit. Does anybody know a good restaurant in Detroit? Then people from Detroit, one of the people from Detroit can answer you. But you're asking everybody, like a broad question asking thing. So can you imagine? I ride my bicycle to school every day. My school is about 16 kilometers from my home. And I ride my bike, maybe, not every day, but I try to ride my bike to school. And then if I don't, I take the bus. One day, my bicycle got stolen. So, no bike. Then I posted a question on my Facebook and other places. I said, oh, does anybody have an old bike that I can buy? Or, can someone, my bike was stolen. And then I got about 4 people offers. Hey, take my bike, or here, we don't use it. So immediately I was able to get, and now I ride a bike that is almost brand new. Actually, it's brand new, but it's 20 years old. It means he bought it 20 years ago, but he never rode it. So it was brand new, but the tires were old. I had to replace the tires, but no problem. Hey, it solved the problem. A broad search. That's what a net does, right? A net gets things from everywhere. And it has its own purpose. Now, Line, Kakao, WeChat, QQ, Google+, Facebook, Twitter, they all have follower features. So if you're strong in one of these areas, you can now cast your net out to that and get an answer that can be very powerful. We have a special word for that. It's called PLN. Do you know that? PLN. What does it mean? Personal Learning Network. PLN. Personal Learning Network. N, not M. N. So when you go and read articles, they'll say, oh, my PLN is this, or how's your PLN? Because it's kind of like, how is your ability to cast a net? If you have a good PLN, then you can really get a problem solved. This is not a new idea. In Korean culture, the married lady has a special name. Does anybody know the name for married lady in Korean? Ajumma. Okay. Ajumma is the most powerful force in Korea. Not because of their muscle or their money. It's because if you tell one Ajumma something, in 10 seconds, all of Korea knows. Because the Ajumma network is faster than the speed of light. They tell this, they tell them, it's everywhere. Okay, I don't know about in Taiwan. Do you have a network like this? Maybe faster than the internet, right? So a long time ago, it's another way. You ask, the aunt or some problem, and then everybody in the whole village knows your problem. And then now everybody is helping find your bicycle, or build you a new bicycle out of bamboo, or make a bicycle out of fish, or something. But they make something for you, because that was a cool time. People help each other when the network spread out. They want to help. A long time ago in America, when a house burned down, or somebody got married, the whole village would get together and build a house for that married couple. Or build a barn, or build something, right? And they all got together, and after that they had a big barbecue, or pizza, or something, and they enjoyed each other's kind of community. This is something that we can do with the modern 21st century as well. So, any app that has followers, you post a request to your network and hope you net some good answers. We use net as a verb to net some good answers. Have you tried this before? Okay. You have to try it. Step by step, try it. If you have a good network, now I keep on hinting at network. So this one takes, there's a little caveat. Here's the caveat. Your net is only as good as your network. If you only have 3 followers, who are your 3 followers? Your mother, your father, and your little cousin who has no internet. When you ask that question, you're not going to get an answer. So if your network is really small, it's so sad. I know. I joined Twitter in 2006, and at that time I had about 10 followers. And I asked the question, nobody answered, but it's normal. It's of course really ridiculous. Now, some very amazing people, people who have a lot of influence, they have like thousands and thousands of followers. Some have millions of followers. And so when they ask a question, they get so many answers. It's so powerful to use. Okay? It's unfair, but just make more friends and try to expand your follower network. Please follow me if you want, and I will follow you. So if you just search my name, Roger Dupuis, Kakao, and Line, the same thing. My Line ID is Roger Dupuis, so one name, all one word. Please, let's join together, and we can save the world. So we just covered 2. Are you okay still? My goal is still that your note is sleeping in. I'm very disappointed, so I'm going to try it with my last technique here. Well, this is not the whole thing, but the last one is setting a trap. Now this one I think is pretty cool, and I think a little bit new for some of you. So I hope this will be a useful tool for you to use. What does setting a trap mean? You set traps to catch the information you want, okay? And it's different from a spear, it's different from a net, because a trap, you set it, and then you walk away. It's there, okay? And so you set up a trap to catch rats, or some animal, because it's trouble. You can catch rats with a rat trap. When I was studying Mandarin many years ago, my pronunciation was not very good, so I would say like, oh, 老师，我有一个问题, 老师. So my teacher was like, I'm not a mouse. Why are you calling me 老师? I was trying to say 老师, but yeah, 老师. I apologize for my bad Chinese. So here's some examples that I wanted to highlight. And actually, in your handout, they're there. I taught you in the handout that I gave you. If you turn the page or look behind, you can see those 2 apps. So you can ignore everything I said because they're here. Well, not flip. Is the Flipboard there? Flipboard is there, no? A pocket inside. Okay, good. So Site is there, not Flipboard, but they work very similar. So Site, I use Site a lot. Okay, I use it every day. It's amazing. And what it does is a news aggregator. An aggregator is kind of like a funnel. It captures things and it puts it in one spot. It's like a net, but it works by itself. You don't have to do hard work like this. You set it up, and then you just turn it on, and all these articles are there waiting for you. It's like having a servant a news servant. It's nice. Now, and so you can use RSS feeds the old way. RSS is an old way to capture news. It's not popular that much anymore, but some people still use it. But maybe Twitter feeds. I follow the people I really respect. So if you see the people I follow, it's related to technology or education, or I like games or art or photography, so I try to follow those people. And then they say really good things, and I learn from them by the traps. So open up the trap, oh, lobster, yummy. Oh, shrimp, great. Oh, a rock, okay, I don't need that. And then so on. And if this one catches a rock every time, then I can change the trap to it doesn't catch something I don't like. The two I use the most to capture are Flipboard and Zeit. You can use whatever you want, okay? And these are for Android too. Android has both of these, so don't worry. It's a cross-platform, I like that. So both platforms can use Flipboard and Zeit. Including all the things like Kakao, Google+, all the things I mentioned before. They're both Apple and Android and Windows phones, so don't worry about it, okay? Here's the caveat for those things though. It takes time and effort to set up your traps. Sometimes what you catch is not useful, not edible, okay? So I would love to go over the details of how to set up Zeit, but I have it in your handout. You can set up Zeit using the handout on your own, and what you do is you pick certain topics that you're interested in, okay? So let me see if I can show you visually, because I think it's better than just saying it. I made a copy of screen captures of some of my things here, so let's take a look. Recent stuff here, let's see. Okay, so, okay, here we go. So, can you see that? This is on my phone, and today, guess what time I woke up? Because of jet lag. So, I was, yeah, hey, if you're awake at 3:30, give me a call. We can go find, no, we can't find boba. But anyway, we can have a conversation because I'm awake. So, I picked these topics so that I can learn about these topics. So, of course, I want to learn about Taiwan, Taipei City. They don't have Taichung. I tried, no Taichung. So, you guys have to start working harder. And then, of course, I was in Japan before. I like writing, drawing, iPhone apps, and I also still keep in touch with in Seoul. So, this is my current setup to get information from these places. So, of course, I picked Taiwan, and so I pushed Taiwan, and this is what I got in the Taiwan newsfeed, this article right here. So it says, PHL rejects Taiwan's resource sharing plan to resolve sea dispute. Okay, I don't understand that, so I'm not going to talk about that. So this, oh, what about this? Taiwan proposes peace plan for disputes. No, I didn't want to talk about that either. So then I go to the next one. Oh, look. See, this is Taiwan, my favorite. Taiwan-based media startup News Lens raises a Series A to grow its global viewership. What does that mean? That's a very weird title. But it comes from a company, or a news agency I know, TechCrunch. TechCrunch is a really good news agency, and this article came into my trap. I didn't pick this article. It chose this article for me. And then it has the article, and you can see the kind of the classification, like a startup idea. And then if you look down here, there are more articles. This is the next one. Whiskey L, Taiwan kicks off Asia's whiskey festival season. So again, this is another article. If I don't want to read it, I can pass it, right? So what I did was I picked this one, and I just pushed the title. It's like browsing magazine. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're in a magazine, and time stops, and you can go to the magazine and pick anything you want, and then take it with you, and then you have it in your phone with no work. And then, next, this is the article. So it starts out, I can see the author. Here's the title again, and there's the picture of the image, and then here's the article. And there's more. I just did a screen capture, so I only have the first part. But I want you to see, I can read the whole article. If I highlight this and press speak, it'll speak to me. So if I want it to talk to me, it'll talk to me. So that, again, that's a trick. But look down here. Do you see this? This is share button. This is I like it button, of course. And this is I don't care. Right? So if you really like this topic, or if you really like this article, you can push the heart. And that means it's one of your favorite. That means it will always show up. So you can refer again to it. Okay? Oh, here's the rest of the article. I just wanted to show you that, look, it's still 328, and then reading this whole article. And then it's nice because it says view original website. So if I'm really interested in this website, I can click on here and then go to the website. Or, look down here. Do you see, okay, I have to hold it down. Do you see X and this and then thumbs up, thumbs down? It's kind of like if I like it, I can press thumbs up. That means next time, it will give me more articles related to this topic. If I push down, it will give me less articles related to this topic. So it's a smart aggregator. It learns your habits. It learns what you like, and it learns what you don't like. Sometimes I get something, I go, what is this? This is a rock. I don't want to eat a rock. Then I can push it down, and next time, less rocks. So it learns your habits. It's super, super cool. It learns your habits, and then you get better and better news because it knows your mind, like a butler or a servant. And then you can say, I want more from this website, I want more from this author. You like the author's writing style, you can just follow anything that author writes about, because sometimes that's what you want. Or you like the topic, it's really amazing to show what it can do. You can also send it here. You can send it to your friend via email or through a messaging service. So if your friend also likes this topic, you can send it to them really quickly. This is Zeit. Now, Flipboard is a similar one. Zeit, I feel, has more power, but Flipboard is beautifully rendered. It's a very magazine style. The interface is really pretty. Anybody use Flipboard? Yeah, great. And anybody use Zeit? Not yet. Use Zeit, try it. It's really fun. You have to take time to set it up, but it's really fun, and it's free. Okay? Question?
And say if I want to read the Chinese article.
If you want to read Chinese articles, I don't know. I've never tried it because I don't read Chinese. So why don't you find out for me? Okay, that's your homework. Okay? Thank you. Because I think that it's important. And I think it will, but I'm not sure. I've seen articles written in other languages on here, but I don't know about, if the other languages, I'm sure then Chinese for sure. But I just wanted to show you. When I click on that, it'll say what I want to make more popular. Okay, this is related to Taiwan. And then also here, it says, oh, this is when I share. So if I want to share, I can share to my email or open in Safari, or there's more features there, but we won't get into that too much. Does that make sense? And then, when you go back to the original article, notice the color? It's gray. It means I saw it already. So I can keep on browsing. So this one is still colorful because I didn't check. This one is gray, and I can keep on checking. It's really nice. These people are so smart. I mean, who are these people? They're crazy. So we did now all these three, right? And Flipboard is similar. You can learn how to use Flipboard. Many of you do. And then the other one in your handout is called Pocket. I'll talk about Pocket later. Okay, Pocket later. But we covered 3 stars. Yay, we did that. Now there's more, because what happens after you spear or net or trap your information? There's more to this. Okay, remember you're hunting. You killed a pig. Now what? Do you eat the whole pig? All by yourself? Okay, you're going to go home and share, right? If you're a good hunter, you're going to go share with your village, right? How can you share a pig? You killed it. It's bleeding. It's yucky, right? It's hot outside. How do you do it? Well, we'll talk about those things in a minute. Well, you can eat. So if you can, when you get information, let's say you capture some information, you can stop and eat that information right there. you have time, you can read the whole article, you can get knowledge from that right now. Okay? Sometimes you have time to do that. Not always, but if you have time, maybe you're on an airplane or you're on a bus or you're waiting for the train, you can actually read the whole article on your own. And that's eating the animal. And sometimes the hunter-gatherer would eat part of the animal to get energy because they're already starving, and so they need to eat something to eat fast so that they don't faint, so they can bring the rest of the food home. So they would sometimes eat a little bit of the animal first before bringing the rest home. Birds do this. Do you know about birds? Birds kill the rabbit, right? And when they kill the rabbit, what do they do first? You guys don't watch animal shows? What are you doing with your life? First, before that, they go with their beak. It's really gross, so it's kind of gross. They go through the eye, and they eat the eyes, and they eat the brain fast. They eat the rabbit brain very fast. Why? So much fat. So much calories. Because the bird catching that rabbit is almost dying. Birds are always starving, you know that, right? Birds are almost always starving. They're always hungry. More than junior high school student. Junior high school students sometimes is more than a bird, but okay. Birds, yeah. And so when the bird eats the brains, they get energy. Oh, okay, now I can bring the rest of it to my family. It's really true. I saw this face-to-face in UC Davis. They have a bird zoo, and they told that story, and I thought it was very gross, but I listened to everything. It was a lot of fun. So, sometimes you just do that. You eat it quickly because it's something you can eat, and you get some. Your mind is, nourished. You have kind of mental nutrition. It's good for you. You're happy, right? But that's not always the best way. Sometimes you have to store it, right? Sometimes you have to take it back home, and then sometimes you don't want it. You just let it rot in the street, right? You don't need it, so you let it die. So let's talk first about eating. So when you eat, as soon as you find the information, you read it, you watch it immediately. Example, YouTube. How many of you have done this? YouTube. Just one more video. Just one more YouTube video. You get sucked into watching some funny people falling down in a wedding, and then you keep on watching the falling down wedding videos. And then you start watching the cats falling down at the wedding video. And then the cats playing the computer falling down at the wedding video. And it keeps on going and keeps on going. You're kind of eating too much, but you're kind of stuck, right? YouTube is very addictive sometimes. Don't search cat wedding video falling down. Don't. You'll never finish. But, you read the article as soon as you find it, okay? And then it's great if you have time and if you have a great memory. All right? I remember when I was in my mother's arms. I really do. I remember being in my mom's arms and hearing my mom's voice through her body. The sound is different when she's away from me. I felt a deeper sound and then faraway sound. I didn't understand English because I'm still a baby, but I heard buzzing sound, and then soft one and then loud one. I remember that. I remember running across my carpet with my diaper. And the diaper was kind of plastic diaper. Do you remember plastic diaper? With sound? I remember that. I remember doing some bad things with scissors, cutting my family's furniture with scissors. I remember this before I was 4 years old. But now, I forget everything. I forget a number. What was that number again? Wait, one more time? Oh, write it down, right? So, I don't know about you, but I don't trust my memory anymore. So, eating something is not always good for me. Eating something right now, I can't remember for later. So let's try another way. You can eat now, but let's try to store it. Let's talk about storing. Okay. After you kill it, you need it store it for future use, to bring it back to the village and put it in the refrigerator. Okay? Because the village has a refrigerator. So 2 ways to store. Memory, how good is your memory? Or you can use the idea of smoking and salting. Remember the story at the beginning of our time together? I talked to you about the person who smoked their food or put salt on their food to preserve it. There's really good Taiwanese fish that is salted. It's dry, and you break it up and you put it on rice. Oh, so good, right? So even though it's not dinner time, you feel something, right? You know what I'm talking about. So, okay, let's forget it. You know, well, this happens to a lot of people. How good is your memory? I forgot the URL, now I can't find it, right? How many of you teachers did that? You found a great teaching website and you can't find it now. Everybody has that because we all forgot something. That's okay. We forgot because we rely on our memory. So, using your memory is only for young and smart people, not me. So, you college students, get ready. It's going to change. Soon you will forget too. I'm just giving you good advice and giving you happy future expectation. So let's smoke and salt. Let's see what we can do. Here is the tool that I use to smoke and salt my information. And it's in your packet. It's called Pocket. It's a good name, Pocket. Pocket is a tool to help organize your information for later. Okay? It helps you do that. But I kind of skipped. So look at the number 1. It says you can print it out and put it in a folder. So you're on a website. Oh, I like this website. Print. And then you put it in a folder. That's an old way. And then number 2, save the file, the link on your computer, right? You can do that too. It's kind of weird, but we do that. But I'm talking about 3. Using an archive from your news aggregator, and the app is called Pocket. What I like about Pocket is it's for iOS, Android, and browser. So you can go to your PC and open it. How many people use Pocket? Wow, we have a Pocket person. Yay. Do you like it?
I don't even start to use it.
Okay, you start. And then one day, Pocket, I will use you, but not today. First, yo tiao. Right? So what I'm saying is, yeah, so soon you will use your information. You can start using Pocket. It's an amazing app, and well, let me explain why. Because what Pocket does, it allows you to be on a browser, and you're like, oh, I like this website, but I don't have time now. Then you just click on Save to Pocket, and it goes to the Pocket queue, or Pocket storage. And then, later on, I can open up Pocket, and I can find everything I saved. And I don't have to view online. It saves a copy offline. So what I do is, in the morning, I open up my Pocket, make sure my Pocket is current. It downloads all the ones that I saved from anywhere. And then, in the morning, now I have offline viewing. I can read offline. And the reading experience is beautiful. Let me show you what Pocket looks like on this little phone. So, by the way, let me give you another tip. Oh, that's not a good tip because I changed everything. So forget that tip. So here we are. Do you see at the top? Do you see my Pocket? Okay. Do you see my Flipboard? Do you see my Line, my Twitter? This is Facebook. Paper is a really good app for Facebook. It's free and it's made by Facebook. So you should change to this one. And Kakao Talk and Google Translate and other ones. Google Plus and LinkedIn and all that crazy stuff. So anyway, let's go to Pocket. So I will go to my Pocket. And then I don't have internet now. I don't. Because I'm from the United States and I didn't buy internet. So I'm stupid. But here we go. Oh, see, I must be connected to sync. But I don't have to worry. These are the ones that if I saved today, I can't see because I don't have internet. But all these other ones are saved already. All right? Look at all these crazy different topics. Thought-provoking video that examines world building and fantasy because I like to write and I want to write novels, so it helps me. And then an article about Google self-driving car, which is kind of interesting. I like backpacking, so you can see best backpacking food, right? So then I click here, and then it has the whole article. including the pictures on it. And look at how easy it is to read. And I can use the rabbit and turtle speaking technique to read this to me while I'm falling asleep. Right? Exactly, sure. So you can go through and listen to read this whole article. It's very easy to read. It has some pictures. It downloads the pictures so you can see. Wow, that's a long article. I can't read that right now. But when I'm finished, oops, now I'm in my calculator because I wasn't watching. Look at the bottom here. It has go back. It has check. It has favorite, like a star. It has share. So again, I can share with, send it to a friend by email. I can post to my website. It has an automatic way I can post. You can use Safari, that's the browser. I can use Twitter, Facebook, Evernote, and more. There's more. So if I click on more, so many different apps, maybe a tool that you use, it'll go directly there. So that's really nice. This is how Roger, who's very busy, gets all his crazy information. It's a secret. I'm sharing you my secret. I'm not amazing anymore. I'm just normal because now you know everything. This is my cheating. I cheat by getting information when I don't have time to find it. The trap is my most powerful educational tool for being connected to the world, the global world, not just my office, but all my students around the world, and news from around the world is using this amazing app called Zeit. And you can open up your browser, and it opens up on your browser, so you can see it on your computer. You can update your browser, and then on your phone, it updates later if you have the internet. And then you can load a bunch of articles, and then go on a plane and read all these articles. You can categorize. You can say, oh, this is related to piano, so piano key. And then this one's related to guitar. All right, the guitar category. You can organize your categories if you'd like to do that. It follows that system. All the different things. See, here, I can pick all my tags. So maybe I have a few tags here. These are the ones I used for things. Okay? I don't know why I have Bruce Lee, because I don't remember. What do I have under Bruce Lee? Oh, I guess Bruce Lee just, maybe somebody made a joke with me and put Bruce Lee on there. Bruce Lee's pretty cool though. How many people remember Bruce Lee? All right. He's still amazing, even though he's not around. So, pretty cool tool. All right. Okay. You find some good information, but just you look at it briefly and then move to the next good information. This is weird because it's not showing. That's okay. Why no time? You lack a system. If you don't have a system, all that time you spend spearing, netting, and trapping is a waste of time. It's a waste of time. Don't waste your time. You don't have time to waste time, right? The things I shared with you today, in this first part of the presentation, are things that are kind of dangerous. I'll tell you why they are dangerous. Because if you really want to do this, you have to spend more time working at it. You have to spend time. You have to commit time to learning some new things. Are you willing to do that? That's an honest question. If it's worth it, thank you. If it's worth it, then you can work at it. If it solves a problem, then it's worth doing. You know, shoes. I wear shoes every day because it solves a problem. You know, I don't want my feet to hurt, you know, and I don't want to catch a cold, so I wear shoes. It solves a problem. It's as basic as normal, everyday life thinking. And I want to share with you the story of the elephant. You see why this is wrong. Let me try this again. Better? Okay. So this is the final story picture that I want to share with you. And it's a very short thing. If there is a parade in your city, and the mayor wants to have a parade, and the mayor is going to ask people how many elephants. So if you're going to have a parade in your town, how many elephants do you want in your parade? How many? Anybody, you choose. How many elephants do you want? 2? 2 elephants. Okay. What else? Another opinion. Somebody in the morning said 50. 50 elephants. That's earthquake time, right? But that's possible. Why not? 50 elephants is pretty cool, right? Especially if they're different colors. What else? Another number? This is a simple question, right? Unless you're all asleep with your eyes open. How many? At least 5 elephants. Raise your hand. 5. 5 or lower. Okay. How about 10 or lower? At least 10. Over 10. Okay. Over 15. How many elephants do you want?
45.
45 elephants. Great. All right. It's okay. Great idea. But if you ask that man how many elephants to have in the parade, what is his answer?
No.
0. Because he has a broom. You know why. So you don't ask the elephant, don't ask the street cleaner how many elephants they want to have in the parade, because they will always say 0. This is related to the idea that doing new things requires work. And I don't want to ask you, busy teachers, already committed to your students, committed to your craft, you're dedicated, you're trying to work hard, you have to do all this work. It's hard for me to ask you how many elephants do you want, because you're already doing so much work. That's why this talk is very hard for me to give, because I don't want to make you more busy. I want you to spend time with your family. I want you to spend time enjoying your hobbies and getting good food and resting. I care about that. I want you to live a long life. So I feel a little nervous telling you this stuff, because I think that it's going to make your life more tired, more complicated. At first it is. Okay? But I think after you get past that first part, it's going to make your life easier. That's my proposal to you. And if technology or whatever it is solves a problem, then it's worth it. If you want to try some of these things and you're afraid, you have some people that are already experts here that you should get their email. But you have my email. You can email me. You can, if you're in my side of the ocean, please come to my Mad Scientist laboratory, and I'll listen to your story and help you. But email is fine. I'm happy to help you. Even while I'm here in Taiwan, if you have questions, you can email me, okay? I'm very happy to share anything I know. You maybe have a specific question. Dr. Zhou, what should we do? Do you want to take a little 5-minute break and then maybe come back, or maybe bathroom break, or what do you guys want to do? I'm here as long as you want. So do you want to take a quick 5-minute break, get some water or something, and then after that, we're going to have Q&A. If you want to ask more questions, I will just open it up to any question that you might have, and we can try to solve those questions too. How does that sound? Huh? Okay, so a 5-minute break. I'll put the timer on, okay?
Okay.
Thanks.
Right, if you need to use the bathroom, or if you need some snacks, please, refreshments, we have drink and refreshments served outside.
I know you're trying to check on your social media and checking who contacted you. That's fine. Checking your But if you have any comments or questions, I'm happy to hear anything. Don't be too clingy. If you have a hard question, go ahead. Ask it. It's okay. We're all together. We're all trying to solve problems together. So I'm happy to help. Or if you have a good suggestion as well, please share your ideas here too. So anybody have a comment or a question about something? It could be related to the talk. It could be related to your teaching situation, or if you want to know more about California, or rabbits or turtles or bird behavior. Up to you. Yes. What am I mad at in my laboratory? So it's an idiom. Mad scientist means very passionate about teaching, about the things that I'm interested in. So have you ever looked at a writer or an artist? If you look at their eyes, they look really tired, right? They're not smiling all the time. They're really tired, and their hands have marks on their hands. Looks rough, because to be an artist requires a lot of hard work. Do you remember? Have you ever been to a party at somebody's home where there's a piano, and then somebody in the house can play the piano in the party, right? They pick up the piano or they start playing, and it sounds so beautiful, right? Then what happens? Somebody says, "Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I wish I could play like you," right? Usually. But you know what? That's the worst thing to say to the piano player. Because the piano player is like, "Really? You wish?" When I was your age, when we were young, you were playing soccer, and I was in piano class every day with my very angry teacher. So I don't think you wish to be a piano teacher or piano player because you wanted to play. So be careful what you wish for, because it takes hard work. A good piano player has suffered a lot to play good piano, or violin, or guitar, or whatever. I play guitar. I play, and I have calluses on my left hand.
Me too.
Great. Where is your guitar now?
At home.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to carry my guitar from my home to Taiwan. It's very difficult. But there's pain. Playing the notes and then playing bar chords is extra pain, new pain. And then doing solo, extra pain, new pain. It gets more painful. But the sounds you can make after that painful time is amazing. So I think that, mad scientists, if you are, you like to do something, if you have some spare time, make your room or your office or someplace your little laboratory. Make it your place where you can do something really interesting. I don't know if I answered the question, but I hope I did. What else? Yes?
And people always teach mention it's very effective to train students to write special classroom by asking them to write down questions on post notes. Do you have other suggestions?
No, because so the question is, post-it notes, and that was so successful. I don't want to look at another way. So honestly, right now, that was very successful, and I'm going to use it again in class, and I'm going to use it again because somehow it really works. Yeah. It was kind of an epiphany for me, because I've always had trouble getting my students to ask me questions, to get engaged in class. And so with very, very typically shy, non-interactive Japanese English teachers, can you imagine? They all wanted to do it. In fact, it became kind of a snowball. It kept on getting more and more exciting as time went on. But if anybody else has a suggestion, please offer it here. This could be a learning situation for all of us. No, I try to respond immediately. Yeah, so I'll take, what I'll do is I'll take the, off my, and then I'll put them on the table. And then I start looking at them like you know, a doctor in the war, they have to kind of prioritize who is more sick, who is less sick. So I look at the cards, the notes, and I sort of like quickly, oh, that's easy. Oh, I can't answer, that's too hard. You know, that takes too much time. So then I'll pick it up, and let's say this one takes too much time. I'll read the question and it says, oh, Roger, can you blah, 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 blah. It takes too much time to answer. So I said, this question is really great. I'm going to answer in my blog post later. And then I put it in my pocket. And I'll answer later. And then this one is very easy. I can answer in 1 minute. Oh, yesterday's homework is due today. Yes. Something like that. Sometimes I get questions like that. And then another question, maybe it's too personal. Maybe it says, please don't read in class. Then, okay. I try to honor my students, because you honor your students, they really appreciate that. And I don't say who said it. Oh, and you said, no, because that's too much attention. Yes?
What would you do when the student has very different level of English ability in the classroom?
Multi-level English ability in the classroom. This is not only a problem in Taiwan, it's a problem in the United States, it's a problem everywhere. Okay, what do you do when you have multiple levels of proficiency in the class, right? There's always that kid who goes to the bushiban, English bushiban, and is really high level, went to study in Canada or something, and another student who doesn't know even ABCs or something like that, right? So it's a very hard question to answer, but I will give you one idea, okay? And maybe if you have other ideas, please share. Does anybody know, do you guys know about Bloom's taxonomy? Benjamin Bloom? Bloom's taxonomy? The hierarchy of questions, right? There is, the first level is like just facts or knowledge questions, like what color is tomato, right? And then the later questions, the lower, there's six types. The lowest one is like, evaluate the tomato's value to, you know, it's a very detailed type of question type. What I would do is, in your class you have your topic. Don't change your topic based on level. Use the same article or the same topic, okay? But have 3 question types. Have basic one, have difficult one, and have middle one. And that way, you can ask the low students, okay, for example, I'm going to use a very simple example. You know the story about the rabbit and the turtle, the race? Do you have the story? Okay, so I might say, I would read that question or that story, and then I would say, not really, but this is just an example. And then I would say, okay, you are a low-level student. I say, how are you today? Good, great. I don't even ask a very serious question. Or I can say, how many animals in this story? 2 animals. Great. Yeah, and they are the rabbit and the turtle. So good. So I'll start with something very simple, or I might start with a difficult question. I might say, so why does the rabbit, what kind of family do you think the rabbit had growing up to have such a crazy attitude about race? Like, what is the motivation of the rabbit's feeling about the race? Or something more detailed related to a lower question, like a more difficult type of question, so that the advanced students can tackle that question very well. And then I can ask a middle question, like how long was the race, or what time of day was the race, or how long, when did the rabbit, you know, some kind of knowledge questions, but something a little bit more difficult than how many rabbits, or how many turtles, or how many animals. Does that make sense? So it's really nice. You can have the same topic. You don't have to prepare extra topics. You just have the one story, but the type of question you ask changes the power of the difficulty. So learn the taxonomy well. Learn Bloom's taxonomy. Do you know Bloom? B-L-O-O-M? You guys know that? So Bloom's taxonomy, and you can do that really well. Hold on, we're ready. So if you do that, Google 老师, oh, it's upside down. Why didn't anybody tell me? Don't play a trick on the teacher. Bloom's you thought I was so a genius, I can write upside down. So Bloom's taxonomy, you can look at the 6 question types and learn that they have special verbs and special ways to ask. Some are evaluative, like some are analytical, some are synthetic, where you combine ideas together. Some are comprehension questions, and so on. So you can use that as your question type. And you need training. Train yourself to be fast, but eventually you can really do a good job going up and down those question types. Yeah. Good question, thank you. Anybody have any other suggestions? How do you manage multi-level? You cannot create 3 curriculums, right? But you can modify your lesson to match them a little bit to help them. What else? Any other? Or comment. If you just want to make a comment, you can say something like, yes.
I wonder if we want to build a flipped classroom, and there are some apps that you recommend today. Is there another or other kinds of app you think is suitable for the flipped classroom?
So the question is regarding a flipped classroom, right? How many people know what the flipped classroom means? Flipped classroom. Raise your hand. Yes, you know. Raise your hand if you don't know. Raise your hand if you didn't raise your hand. So, I'm confused. I still don't know. Okay, so, you know, it's so ironic. You're teachers and still it's hard to get information. I have posted talks on flipped learning before, and I can make those available to you. It's not about an app. Don't think about app. Think about understanding the power of flipped learning first, and decide if you can use this in your class. Decide if it's useful, and then you start looking at the tools you need. One tool you need for sure is some kind of video capture tool, a way to collect information, or a way to make a quick video. Now in Irvine last year, I gave a whole 2-hour lecture on a tool for flipped learning. So I don't have time to give the whole 2-hour lecture, but I can give you the name of the app that I use. I show you, okay? So it's something that you can, if you care, you will learn by yourself, right? The app is called Puppet EDU, and it's free. And the creator of Puppet EDU, he created Google Calendar. When Google Calendar was being developed, he designed the interface for Google Calendar. Carl Sodgreen, he's a guy who programmed that. You know how you enter in dates in Google Calendar, how easy it is? It follows, it reads your mind. Like, next, wow, so easy. So his brain, his power, his ability follows this app too. So this is a great video capture tool. I can give you an example if you want. Let's see. Which one is this? Okay, I want to do one that's more earlier. Okay. Hi, this is Roger, and I want to just talk to you about moving posters, tips on how to increase your English in class. So you have your classroom there, and as you can see, there's a lot of space here. What can we do with that space? Well, you can make a poster. You can make a poster with information that your students could use. Here's an example of a poster with some information. For example, how many times do you say this? Please take notes. Or how many times do you say, open your books to page, so, whatever the number is. And of course, here you have it in Chinese or in Japanese. Oh, please take notes. You can have the support right there. And then also for open your books, you can have it in Chinese and in Japanese. Because, students are afraid, and maybe you even forgot. But this is still a poster that is on the wall. It's right here. And students can see it, and you can point to it. You can say the English, and the students may read the English, they may read the Chinese, or the Japanese, or whatever language you have. This is a classroom, a typical classroom, with the typical desks and typical configuration. You add a poster there. Do you see the poster? Now, in the beginning of class, students have something that they can look at, they can refer to. They can look at this from all over the class, and even yourself, you can remind yourself by looking at it. As time goes on, you remove the information that is in the other language, so that all it is English. Maybe this one you still keep their first language there, but maybe for this one now you don't have to have the foreign language. And then as time goes by, you take that off as well. How often or when should you take these off? It's up to you, but I would say maybe within a couple weeks or a week, depending on how you feel or how much you want to push your students. Then you put another poster up there later on in the same situation. You add words in English, you add words in your first language, you write it up there, and as time goes by, you remove the things so that they can't see it. But they still can see the English, and the English is still there. Another poster you add later on, more information. Maybe it's important grammar information. Maybe it's some more teacher language. Maybe it's whatever that you developed in your class, related to your curriculum. And as the months go by, you just decide to make a plan. Okay, I'm going to do here, 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 or I'm going to, introduce a new poster with new information. And as the months go by, you keep on adding information. It just gets more and more full, which means that your classroom is going to have another poster here, and then it's going to have, as time goes by, you're going to have a lot of posters, and students can refer. Even those slow students who may still need help here, you can still keep the old poster up there for them to review. And what's really nice is you can also review it as well as a teacher, because sometimes you forget how to say the right things as well. Well, who's going to put the posters on the wall? Who is going to be the person? Is it you, the teacher? No. You ask the kid in the class or the kids in the class who are very energetic. Maybe they have problems sitting still. You give them some tape or pins or whatever, and you give them the posters at the beginning of class. You walk in with your posters here, and you say, all right, please put the posters on the wall. And then as they put the posters on the wall, these kids are reviewing as they put it on the wall. Maybe not, very focused, but over time, if they keep on putting the posters on the wall, they're going to take ownership of that and look at it more carefully. So what to put on the wall, there's some ideas you can. There's a link here. You can go to this link, and there's some heuristic language patterns. These are mainly teacher talk and things that are correct in English to help you with putting some nice useful information on the wall. But I just want to thank you very much for listening to this moving picture segment. Goodbye. This tool is so easy to use. It's so easy to use. And I don't like apps that take a lot of time. So I only use and share apps that have little, I call it friction, low friction apps. So this one, literally you can have, if you have a plan of what you want to say and some images from Google or your own drawings, you can just put them in the queue and then press record and record your lecture, And then when it's done, you can download it to your phone. It stays on your phone, or you can upload it to a website. And what's neat is, as you build more and more of these lectures, the students who are late or the students who are absent or sick, you can tell them, okay, watch it. They can watch it. And the slow students can watch it 20 times, and the very high-level students watch it once. But next day, when they come to class, they're equal. Of course, the lower students have to take more time. They're more tired, but they need more time. They have to spend more time. They just need more time. So the tool is Puppet EDU. It's a very, it's such a great, I can't believe how great it is. This is a really simple one on teaching a person used, well, I can't use this because I don't have it, but anyway, the ones that I have here are, yeah, it's just amazing. So, let's see. Oh, this is a very funny one I made.
How to pick up your poster board. First, you go to the ESL office in Building 9, you say, hi, I'm a TEFL student and I need to pick up a poster. They say, great, what you need to do is you got to go that way. And then you go down to the right, and right again, and then you go down the hallway, and then you see a box on the right-hand side, and that's your poster. So, don't wait. Thank you. Now go pick up your poster board. This is a TEFL short.
So, it's just an announcement. I can make an email, right? But my students will get, I don't know. So I made sure that, Roger, I'm very bad with directions, so if you send me an email, I will never find it. But if you make a video like this for me, I find it, for sure. So I made that video in about 10 minutes. Okay? So what I'm saying is, you can do it if it solves a problem in your curriculum. Yeah. So. Yeah. What else? Because if I start talking, it'll be kind of stuff related to like how amazing the Taiwan fruits are here. And oh my gosh, your shui guo, the yellow one? I didn't know you could have yellow watermelon. I was so surprised. And it's creamy tasting. Never. And so in America we have red one. And it's kind of water tasting. But the one here is like you put cream inside. How do you put the cream inside? You put cream inside? How do you do that? I think it's just the Taiwan climate and soil or something. See, if I start talking, it's not useful. So we have about 5 minutes left. So please get your questions. Get it now. Don't be shy. You can ask any random question now. It's called random question time. You can ask anything you want. Yes?
I have a question about classroom management.
Okay.
When you are teaching and students are playing the smartphone,
Yeah.
what will you do?
How to keep the concentration in the class, not in the computer. Because the problem is to know how to use the technology. How to stop the technology in the class.
Because the students are not professors, we are just.
Yeah. Some of you. No, okay. So it's a very big question. Do you have rules in your class? Did you have rules that you talked about at the beginning of class? At the beginning of the term? Did you? Yes or no? Ask yourself. Okay, how? How did you do it? Like you said, these are the rules?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what are the consequences? What are the consequences if they use it? Do you have a consequence? Oh.
They do whatever they want. See, no food on the class, and every day they bring food.
Yeah, you cannot control people. They are adults, so you can never control them. But they want, what you have to do is give the students who want to learn the best chance to learn, okay? And so if you have good rules, simple, not too hard, and you have to have consequences, or else nothing works. UC Irvine has a free, smoke-free campus. Did you know that? You cannot smoke on campus at all. Our campus is huge, and nobody can smoke on campus. That makes a lot of smokers very, very upset. But that's okay, that's the rule. We have a lot of students from Gulf countries and Middle East that come to our school. And they saw the sign, smoke free. Yay, teacher, smoke free. Where are the free cigarettes? Yay! You know, they misunderstood. And all day long, they go to a special area and then, oh, hi, teacher. How are you? Oh, I'm not smoking. You know, and then, but the issue is, it's a good idea to have no smoking, but our campus does not have any consequences if you are caught smoking. There are no punishments. So, why should I be a policeman when there is no jail? Think about it. You are fighting a war that you will lose, and you will get angry at night. At night, you'll be so angry you won't sleep. You won't be able to sleep because you're so angry. And then you wake up in the middle of the night angry still. So, talk to your administrators, talk to your colleagues, and come up with a really good system so that you can encourage them not to use the phone. Now, why are they using the phone? Is it because they need to make sure their baby is born? Or, you know what I mean? Do they have a sick mother? You know. I think that students, you can be firm with them. And I think it's being firm, but not being rude, right? So if you're on the phone, like playing, it takes you too long to get your door open. Yeah, so I can just, you know, I don't have to get all crazy because, you know, if I get crazy like a chicken, then the students are very happy that I'm just I used to teach elementary school and junior high and high school, so I know this. So instead, I would just go, look at my face. Do I look angry?
No. I'm not watching.
Okay, that's okay. She's not watching. Then I do this. Right? Now she can't ignore me, right? And I will say, and I speak really softly. Eve, oh, we've got a lot of messages. Eve, nobody can hear this message. Eve, you know that the rules are we shouldn't use the phone in class, right? Is it an emergency? Okay. Can you do that another time, please? Thank you very much. But I do it so softly that nobody can hear, right? And they're curious. And then, I've seen this. Other students put their phone away. And then I walk around. I'm very calm because, frankly, I don't want to hurt my body because of students' bad behavior. So I'm very calm. You should learn, whatever the problem is, be calm. And this takes training to be calm. And then, maybe today she will follow a little bit. And you have to keep trying. You have to keep trying. You know, you can't change. You know, World Cup? When we have the World Cup in Irvine, half the students are asleep because they watched their team play the night before, right? What can I do? Some students go and stay up all night drinking, they have a hangover. What can I do? Can I change their hangover? No. So there are things you can do, and there's some things you can't do. If they have a hangover, you might say, hey, you're not feeling good. Why don't you go outside and get some water, or try to be concerned. It's okay. Maybe you should just go home. It's okay. No, really, I'm not being mean. You know, just trying to be concerned, because you want to do things that don't ruin the very serious students' behavior. If the really serious students who want to study, you want to spend time with them. And the students are not doing very, you know, they're not paying attention, you can try to, you know, do this, but don't spend too much time. Try to do it and then go back to teaching as much as you can. Don't let one student or two students ruin the experience. But again, classroom management, I just gave you a little tip. There are so many really good tips about classroom management. And I study under a trainer in American public schools. in the most dangerous cities in America, like in Philadelphia, Detroit, and LA. And I was a substitute teacher for 3 years in a very dangerous district when I was a graduate student. For 3 years, I taught kindergarten through high school as a substitute teacher. You know, replacement teacher. You know how hard that is, right? Students are so mean. But you know what? I will tell you, for 3 years, I had the best experiences because I was trained by a really, really good trainer. And these techniques are the training that I use. I never have an angry face. I don't get upset. I don't look angry. I have rules. I have consequences, things like that. And the classes that what happened is that school found out about my technique, and then they keep on calling me back for another subject. So I was very busy as a substitute teacher. I was able to work 3 times a week and as a substitute teacher, and I paid for my graduate school. So I'm telling you that there are ways you can learn. And you know what? Sometimes it's culture. American style is different from style in Taiwan or in Korea or wherever. So in a way, you have to help me help you. What are the culturally appropriate ways to reach out to your students? Because I'm not the expert, you are. But I think there are some basic principles. I think that's all the time because I'm getting the happy smile from people in the back that control electricity, and they're saying that we should stop. So I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope to see you again one day. May you go out and do really good things with your classes, and take care of your students, and I hope they take care of you as well. And if you ever come to California and you ever come to Irvine, please let me know, and I will show you my laboratory and take you on a tour and show you where the posters are. And just thank you very much for having me here, and thank you very much, Providence University, for inviting me to visit you today. Thank you.
Again, I'm sure that right now you understand why I must invite Roger to Taiwan. I'm sure that a lot of you, just like myself, that I enjoyed a lot, doesn't matter how many times I had conversations or how many times I said in Roger's classes, I still enjoyed any of his demonstration techniques and tips. Right? So please join me again if you enjoyed today's speech. Please show your appreciation with a big clap or applause. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, and then hope that we improve our English instruction from all the secrets from Roger.